Okay, I just finished up another video where I was taking a major to its relative minor. That would have been a G major down to an E minor. This particular video is actually going to be using a C. C's relative minor is A minor. And what that essentially means is that a C major chord, such as this, the three notes that it requires by a formula to make up that chord share two of the same exact notes with its relative minor, the A minor. They sound dramatically different, and yet two-thirds of it are exactly the same, essentially. So, just to embellish some of the movement, oftentimes songs will move from one chord to the other, back and forth, because they are in the same key. And when that happens, it's kind of nice to be able to throw a little bass movement, a little walking bass part. And essentially how that would work is, so you would go from a C, which is on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. That would be like your 8th note in the major scale, and you would drop from 8 to 7, which is on the 2nd fret of the same string, 5th string, down to the open string, or 0 fret, of the 5th string. 3, 2, 0. And if you work that into a strum or some kind of movement, back and forth, then you can also go the opposite direction, 0, 2, 3. And this is kind of how it sounds, working into a strum. What I'm doing is basically taking the downbeat on my strum and kind of picking on the note and kind of cameoing that, accenting certainly that note, which is a part of the note that is going to do the walking bass part. And it just adds a lot to the style and the capability of the song, or the presentation of it, to just kind of add a little embellishment like that in there wherever you possibly can. So try to work that into your songs when you see some of these chords coming together. Essentially, this rule can be applied. I may not make the videos on all of them, essentially, but every major chord has a relative minor. And if you can find that root in the chord, that tonic note, that bass note of the chord, if it's a C chord in this case, C, C note, it would drop from C, B, A, 8, 7, 6, find what the major scale is, and drop that note down to its relative minor in movement. Every chord has that. F has it here. D minor. A has it from A to F sharp minor. Kind of switches strings a little bit. So it'd be like that. So once you get the trick and you can kind of orient yourself to all the different chords that you have, it becomes a part of your arsenal in all the keys that you play in. So kind of cool. Why not sit down and take a moment and kind of memorize those patterns and those bass note drops, those walking bass parts for all of those chords and all of those keys. And no matter what key you play in, you can sound that much better.